Alright, welcome guys. So today we're going to do a wire tuck. I've already taken apart half of the car. I have it up off the ground only because these wires are just too much for me. It's just too much confusion going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of some of these wires. I'm going to take out the water reservoir. And yeah, we're gonna just hide some of these wires real quick. Shouldn't take me that long, hopefully, but we'll see. So basically, you just got to take the fender off. I've already taken out the screws. Everything is already loose. Okay, so the way I want this to work is all these wires here, I want to come out of this hole. But if you look inside, I need to push that plastic piece through. And what you'll need is what I call a scratch awl, which I don't have with me currently, but I'll run and grab that real quick. And basically, I'm not going to cut any of these cables. I'm just going to disconnect them from inside by loosening the pin, push the cable through the hole, and run all of the cables up here and zip tied neatly to the hood release. And then all these cables here are all going to be on this side of the fender and here on the inside. I'm going to take this out of the car. And then I'm going to have all the headlight wires, the HID kit, everything is going to be right here behind the front frame. Alright, so these wires are going to come out. I'm going to pull out of here. I'm going to take this wire, the headlights wire, and all of this I'm going to take out. I'm going to pull everything out. And they all are going to go through this little hole right here. And they're going to come out here. And then they're going to run across the front there. Alright, so let me start with, first I want to take this out of the car. I don't need it. Okay, so let me see what's holding it in place. Alright guys, so continuing on with the wire tuck. So basically I ran the wires through here. I removed this just temporarily, and as you can see the connectors are down there, so I just got to reconnect those, but I'm going to have those hidden in the back, and there's no wires up here whatsoever. All of the lights wires, I reran them out of here. I got them zip tied. I even have prepared for my side markers. I ran some cables here. There's one looped back, which is right there. When I get the side mark, I'll cut this. This loom goes in here. This is gonna be the ground, and then in here I connected it to the power to this corner light. So when I hit the turn signal, the marker will flash. I ran it along like I told you guys I was gonna zip tie it all the way. Let me tuck this back down. I ran it all the way, keep going. I brought this, first it was in here, and I brought it to the outside, and then drilled it in the same location. My corner light goes here. My HIDs, I'm gonna actually mount the bracket, the ballast. I'm gonna mount the ballast here, connect the cables here, and I'm gonna zip tie them all up in this little area right here. And then the fog light, I just ran it through here. Give you guys a better picture. So I ran the fog light from here. I ran it underneath this way. And if you come across to the front, it comes out here. And then this is where the fog light is going to connect. So that way, there's no wires on the inside of the car. So as you can see right now, this side of the car is clean. There's no wires whatsoever. So far the wire tuck is very, very successful. I'm going to work throughout the night to get the wire tuck on this side complete, and then I'm going to come over and I'm going to do the wire tuck on this side. This side seems to be more of a challenge only because there's more connectors and cables than there was on this side. So far that's what I've gotten so far. I'm going to see if I'm going to leave the front bumper off, so that way once I get the HIDs and the headlight, the one-piece headlight, I can do that connection all at one shot. Hopefully they come in tomorrow, because that's when I would like to do them. But if they don't come in tomorrow, I'm just going to leave the front bumper, fenders, headlights, and fog light off of the car until it comes in. I also plan on doing a engine degrease, clean, shakedown, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to clean out the entire motor, the engine bay altogether, so that way it's a cleaner look. I don't only want to do a wire tuck, but I want to clean up the engine bay as well. Alright guys, so far this is where I'm at, and the current time right now is 11 p.m. and I'm going to work until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and then I'll stop. Alright, see you guys in a bit. I'm just going to basically finish up the wire tuck in the back here. You see how the brake lines, I'm going to zip tie that and try to have it behind it, so if you're in front of the motor you don't actually see it as much. Like, I don't want to see this loom, I don't want to see any of it. This fuel line here, I'm going to run it from underneath the intake manifold. It's going to come from down this way where my finger is, and then it's going to come up, and then it's going to connect to the fuel line. I'm going to take this here and I'm going to run it underneath the brake booster instead of on top, so that way you don't see that. And then I want to take this off, do a little touch-up paint on that, make that look a little bit better. And then all those cables and connectors down there, I'm gonna zip tie them down there where they're out of the sight and you can't see them, or that way it looks a lot more cleaner. All right, so let me finish up on this side. I'll be right back with the photo. All right, welcome back guys. So I finished the wire tuck. This is kind of what it looks like right now. I'm gonna tape all that up, make it all look one solid black color. But as you can see, I changed out the cable that was going from here to the chassis. It's now in the back. When I do the big 3, it's going to look so much more better because it's going to be a red cable. But yeah, I'm going to tape up all this cable here, tape it all down black back there, all one solid black color. And as you can see, I also relocated all those connections that go here on top of the cooling fan. I put it all the way down, tucked it down there. As you can see, the zip tie is holding it in place. So this part of the car is pretty much done. I took the headlight out in anticipation to get the one-piece headlight. Once that come in, I'm going to install that one solid piece. But right now, I'm going to see if I can install the fog lights. But if not, I'm just going to get started on this side here. I'm going to take out the intake. After I take out the intake, I'm going to start assessing how am I going to run all these cables on all this bunch here underneath the battery and the fuse box. Yeah, so I'm just showing you what it looks like now. I'm going to take off the headlight, the corner light, and I'm going to rerun all these cables onto the outside of here, and I'm going to zip tie them, hooking them into these little ports here. I'm going to zip tie it from here to here, and then I'm going to zip tie these two from here, and then the rest of these cables are going to run into that hole there. And once they run into that hole, it'll connect to the headlight and the fog light. But then this will stay out here. All right, I'm going to go out through the same hole that's on the other side. It's there. I'm going to go through that hole and come out on this side and run the cable across. All right, so let me just get started on that side. Alright guys, so a little quick update on the passenger side of the car. So what I did was, on this side, you remember these cables with all this stuff that was here? Man, I had to take it apart, and as I was taking it apart, I realized that it was connected. So I said, oh hell no. So basically what I did was I ran it through here, right in front of the frame here. And it goes down here, and then it comes out right here, goes up through this little hole. I grounded that back. Now I'm waiting to run the other end, these connectors, through this hole and out the other side. But in the meantime, all those connections that I had on this side, I removed them all from here, The big block of this was here. Now it's down there. The battery post doesn't go in the front. I just was trying to look at this to see if I can, when I do the big three, if I can replace this, if I can replace this, which I'm going to when I do the big three, and then I'm gonna put a better connector here for the battery terminal. Now the ground, I plan on putting the ground here behind the fuse box, so that way you don't necessarily see this cable in the front. Here is going to be completely blank, just the way you see it now, with no wires. All the wires are going to be tucked low. These sensors, the fuel filter, are going to have to stay, but the sensors themselves, I'm going to put them underneath the fuel filter, and I want to get rid of this canister, but I got to do some homework on that online to see how to get rid of that or eliminate it altogether. So that's where I'm at right now. These cables that you see right now, I'm going to tape all this together. I'm going to run these cables, which is to this loom setup, to here. I'm going to run them through the hole. I've already poked out the other side. So now all I have to do is just run the cable through the other hole. Now, real quick, what I normally do, when I'm about to disconnect this, I don't cut the cables at all. What I do is I use a scratch awl. It looks like this. It looks like this. It has a pointed tip with a little curve at the tip. Like the curve is so small, but it's one there. See it? So I use this, and what I do is the pins on the inside, actually this white piece comes off, and you'll get access to the pins. And what I do is I push the pins through to the other side. But before you do that, what I recommend you do is take a picture of what it looks like now. Like right now, I would take a photo, click, and then when I run the cables through the hole, I know exactly how to put them back. I would recommend you take a picture of all of them, every connector, before you even attempt to run the cables through the line. All right, so let me continue on with my wire tuck, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, guys, so it's 5 o'clock in the morning, and I completed the wire tuck. I got it to where all of the cables are coming out on the side, and everything is going to be behind this fender. Here's the corner light. Here's the headlights. The AC is still disconnected. I'm going to connect it in the morning. I'm sorry, that is actually fog light. I'm sorry. The horn is connected. I'm hella tired right now, so I'll finish this up in a couple of days because I work tomorrow, and I feel like I'm coming down with an illness. So this is what it looks like after doing the wire tuck. But I haven't had a chance to put the fenders back, the headlights, so on and so forth. But yeah, guys. So I'll see you guys in a couple of days when I can start the next process. All right. I want to thank you guys for watching my walkthrough on hiding or tucking the cables so you don't see them. Probably in the morning I'll show some more of the engine bay, but this is how far I've gotten. All right. So you guys have a great day. Welcome back, guys. Today is yet the second day. I worked till about, I think I said 5 in the morning yesterday. And today, starting yet another day on working on the Del Sol. I actually am coming down with something. So, to kind of give you guys a little rundown on what I did last night before I go to work today. Why not? Hold on. Give me 1 second here. Okay. So far, all I've done was completely get rid of all these cables. I told you that I was going to zip tie and tape all this up. I haven't taped it yet, only because I thought I was going to run out of time. Last night I did start the car, and because I ran the brake line down instead of across, when I started the car last night, there's so much tension on the brake line that the engine is really, really, really high. I would show you, but the exhaust makes too much noise. So I thought this was the original piece that was here, but it's not. It's a smaller piece. So I'm gonna get rid of this in a little bit. I forgot to take this off. So on this side, the wire tuck, as you guys can see in the daylight, it's completely tucked. And then if we come over on this side, the passenger side, the intake I do not plan on getting rid of. I actually like the factory intake. I don't want a cold air intake or a short ram. I mean, they're nice, but I'm okay. I'd rather keep it factory as long as I can. So the battery holder is not installed. As you can see, this was in the video from this morning. I didn't get a chance to put that back. But remember how I was telling you I wanted the battery post to be going to the back. I don't like the way this looks. It's not done right, so I'm gonna do it right. Hopefully in a couple of days here. I showed you guys the cable coming through the fender area on this side. I got those tucked down there, zip tied. Wish I had some black zip ties. Man, the engine bay is dirty as can be. Jeez. I want to turn those cables downward and put them underneath the bigger loom, and then tape all that together and keep it all black. I want to do that next. I want to get rid of these two and put them all the way in the bottom, maybe above the starter. Those three cables, these three cables here, I can't really do nothing with them, primarily because they're facing the forward part of the engine. And then the O2 sensor, that cable seems like it's too short, so I don't want to mess with those. I'll leave that alone for right now, but I'm going to think of some things to do before my next weekend comes up, to figure out how can I rewire or retuck or hide some more of these cables. If there was a way to manipulate the brake lines, I would have done it already. So I don't like the way the brake lines look all up against the firewall like that. At the end of the day, you have no choice really, right? Alright, so today supposedly my one-piece headlights are supposed to come in. I checked the tracking. It says it's out for delivery. If they come in today, I'll do the install today. But if they don't come in, then I'll just wait for my next days off to complete that part of the. I'll do a separate video for that one. This one is just primarily for the wire tuck. That's why I'm making these videos. And I did promise you guys I was going to show you in the morning what it would look like. So now that it's the morning, I'm just showing you how far I've gotten so far. I still got some ways to go, but for the most part, I'm happy with the results. All right. All right, guys. So a little bit, an update on the fog light brackets. This is the left side. I scraped off as much of the rust as I could, and I painted them matted black. This is the left side. I think it looks pretty good. All I gotta do now is just install the fog light housing, and I should be good. Look at my fingernail. Painted it last night. But yeah, they look pretty good. They look solid, ready to go. So that's this. It's a quick update. So now I'm about to go get the fog light itself, housing, and install it on the bracket. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright guys, welcome back. So I just wanted to show you guys that I painted the battery bracket. So it's all black now. I'm going to keep it all black, so that way it doesn't show as much. So now let's go install this thing.